Hi, we meet again. Firstly, Merry Christmas and wishing everyone a good, great, prosperous 2025. I believe your leave holidays would have been good, and if it has been, I'm happy for you. Mine was great as well. We had a family lunch on Christmas Day, and that is a small story that I would like to discuss with you today and share with you the learnings that came from there. My second daughter and I, we went to my elder daughter's house and we had lunch. And after lunch, she said, "Ma, don't scold me. I want to tell you something." So, what could she tell me? Okay, go ahead. Tell me. What do you want to say? And she said, "You and Dad spent a lot of money educating me." She has a law degree from University of London. But I've decided I want to be a stay-home wife, homepreneur. Okay, had I been 10 years younger, I would have scolded her because we actually spent a lot of money giving her that kind of education. But at this age, I'm a bit more practical. So, okay, tell me the reasons. She said it doesn't make sense for me to work that hard. Her work is, I think, like shift work as a legal counsel for a global organization. So, depending on which region she is serving, then she will have to go to office according to that timing. She said it doesn't make sense. So okay, forget about that. Okay, the job doesn't make sense. So how about your survival? Yeah, she said over the years, especially during pandemic, my husband and I, we've learned how to make our side hustles work for us. That means her side hustles can actually support her dad's. She only has two. One is the house and the car, and their livelihood. I said, okay, great. Go ahead and live life. What more do you want? When we say we live life, it doesn't have to be where you earn a lot of money, you are away from home, and you are trying to buy a huge home where you have a lot of space, you are not enjoying that space, you are going to work, earn a lot of money, spend a lot of time away from the home that you buy with that money, only to realize that it doesn't make sense. So okay, I agreed with her. I said, okay, do what you think is right. She's already in her 30s. So if you are in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, we are about to make some big decisions. Listen to me first, then you take the decision or make that decision, okay? So, with this particular daughter, years ago, when she was 8 or 9, I had a discussion with my ex husband. We were still married at that time. I said, you know what, she should go into culinary studies because she had the talent to cook. She can pick up recipes very fast, she can modify them and then really make them palatable. She's good at that. So we discussed about it and he said no, because people of Indian origin always talk about becoming a doctor, becoming an engineer, becoming a lawyer, becoming an accountant. Okay, so he said, no, 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 my daughter is not going to go into culinary and become a chef or whatever. No, 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 no. Okay, that's the case, then fine. I left it at that. Eventually, she went into legal studies, graduated, worked in the legal line, and at the age of 32, she has decided that life will be worth more if she lived according to the way she wants to live. And I couldn't agree more with her. So now coming back to the question of making that decision. What are the mechanics behind it? Because if you study management, they will say decision making should be based on bounded rationality. Get all your data, all your information, get everything, and then you make a decision. Is that possible? In life, is that possible? Is it possible for you to get all your information at the age of 30 about what is going to happen to you 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later, so that the decision that you make at that point in time should be the best in your life? Is it possible? Does bounded rationality apply in life decisions? Do they apply? I don't know. Hear me out and then you tell me in the comments, what do you think? Okay. In life, we definitely, all of us will go through good times and bad times. This is given. This is the reality. It will happen. Can you run away? There will be ups and there will be downs. So, supposing you want to marry someone, you make that big decision. Okay, I want to marry this guy or this woman, or I'm going into domestic partnership. You'll be doing that based on that moment, based on your need for that moment, based on what you look at life at that moment, without knowing what's waiting for you around the corner. Correct? So, should you later on, 10, 15 years later, regret making this decision? This is the question that you have to ask yourself. Would you regret it? This is the piece of advice that I always give my children. Whatever decision that you take or make at a particular time probably would be good for that time alone. Years later, down the road in your life, if it no longer works, it's okay to make another decision, and do not regret this. You don't have to regret that decision because it fit you at that point in time. It fit your lifestyle at that point in time. It made sense at that point in time. So why should you regret it? Just adjust, make tweaks, and move on. You see, what is life? Our lives are events after events after events. They are series of events that constitute our lives. So in that event, sometimes you have to make decisions. So it could be a series of decisions that you have to make as you live your life. Just because some decisions work for you for a longer time, some don't, doesn't mean that you should regret the decisions that you have made earlier. So at this point in time, if you are about to make a key decision in your life, please remember, it may work for you for life or it may not. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's okay. Totally okay. Totally okay. It's okay. It's totally okay. The important thing is enjoy that process of making that decision. Enjoy the subsequent events in life from that decision. No matter what, along the way, don't look back and regret, because regret will bring guilt, and guilt is something that can eat you from inside. I hope this video has been beneficial for you if you're about to make a decision. If you have a thought about it, do leave a comment. Subscribe if you would like to hear more such topics. And I'll see you again in my next video. Take care.